three ex-Goldman traders have raised a total of $1.5 billion for some new hedge funds. The details come ahead of more possible fundraising by them and others. I want to bring in John Erlichman, who's been covering this story for us, plus the Bloomberg news reporter who broke this exclusive, Kathy Burton, joining us on the phone. And Kathy, let me just start with you, because the fact that they've been able to raise this amount of money, what does this tell you about the environment right now, the fundraising environment for these guys?
Well, the fundraising environment has actually been very difficult this year, and people were pretty amazed that these guys have been able to pull in at least $500 million apiece since starting their funds. But I don't think that this means that other people starting out, unless they have a very, very strong pedigree, are going to be able to raise this kind of money. Why not? Because these guys had some extra pull, or what? Well, the Goldman Sachs name really does seem to carry some weight. They've also have a pretty strong track record. They're working with teams that they've been with for a long time. That gives investors comfort.
And you know, Betty, as Kathy points out in this great article, that the strategies that you sell investors on right now have to be very specific. For example, one of these traders is going to very simply focus on M&A related deals that are already in play, bankruptcies, that kind of stuff. That's where it seems like investors have been getting some investor money. But yeah, that's the reality right now. It's tough to compete, even with the ETFs that are out there these days. Right, it is tough to compete, and like you say, if you have a focused strategy that might convince investors to put their money into your fund. Great point, John. And Kathy, you know, another point about this is that they each raised at least $500 million. So how significant is that amount of money relative to past fundraising efforts? Well, in the past, guys who came out of Goldman started, in some cases, with as much as $3 billion. So the fact that they're starting with, say, between 500 and $1 billion shows that how difficult the money-raising environment is. Right. It doesn't look very successful compared to the past then. But nevertheless, the fact that they were able to do this, does this mean that others in the banking industry might take a look at this news and say, you know what, I'm going to go out and start a fund? I think that for most people it's going to be difficult. Talking to bankers, they said that most of the startups now, a good startup is only $30 to $50 million.